What's up, guys and gals? It's time for chapter 318 of Kengan Omega, and what do you guys think about this? You know what, instead of me reviewing and giving you guys my opinion, how about you guys tell me in the comments down below, how do you feel about Kengan turning into FORTNITE? I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this one. It depends. It really depends. Like, it's not what I thought it would be. I don't think a lot of people guessed that this... People guessed, like, the gauntlet. People guessed a gauntlet. People guessed a similar vein of a tournament with maybe some seeding going on this time. You know, like, the connector already starts off at round 3 rather than having to fight initial rounds or something. But then, you know, that was thrown around like Agito would and... Oma would and people like that, but then that doesn't make sense because the whole purpose is to try to defeat the connector. You'd want him to fight as many people as possible, which this situation does do. So, I'm sitting here humming and hawing about this one. I really am. This Battle Royale style on Genryu Island. Yeah, because it feels like... And I think Yamagohan brought it up correctly, because he said when it was brought up, who is it? The Rin, is that her name? The fake Kaede, the second one there. She brought up, oh well, this is great because they'll be able to coordinate. They need this symbol to get to the end and blah blah blah, and they'll have to fight tooth and nail at each other and stuff. But all the guys, you know, all the legends and stuff, they'll work together. They'll coordinate and stuff. And Yamagohan just doesn't even just says the word coordinate and gets depressed. Immediate depression panel. Like, yeah, coordinate. Oh, for the love of Christ. You know what I mean? He didn't even need to say it. All he needed to say was repeat the word with that amount of dread, knowing that that is never going to fucking happen. Even with the reasonable characters, it will not happen. Because each one of them has this thing. I don't know if you've heard about it. Most men suffer from it. It's called pride. Each one of these has a Vegeta-sized chip on his shoulder going, I am the best. And I don't need to use these bullshit tactics. Some people will. Some people will team up in pairs, as it were, right? Some will team up in groups of 2, maybe. But to assume that they are going to mob the connector, some people will, like 4 or 5 of them will. But they'll all be, you know, mid-tier fighters. And, you know, they won't. Oma and Agito and Roland and Kuroki, they're not all going to team up together to try to defeat Shen. They are going to think it's dishonorable, disrespectful. No, I just want to fight him one-on-one. You take your turn. It'll be a Goku Vegeta thing, once again, playing rock, paper, scissors to determine who's going to fight first. These people, these fighters are a different breed. They're carnivores. They don't want to work together. They want to prove that they are the best all on their own with their own strength. The entire point of these tournaments and these fights is for them to prove that they are the best, standing alone at the top. It's not a team sport. Do you know what I mean? This is not a team sport. This is not hockey. This is not football. You know? So, the fact of the matter is, I don't know how well this... I think there's a lot of... So that's never going to happen. You know, there'll be mini coordinations. There'll be some betrayals and backstabbing to add some layer of drama to it all and stuff like that. And I understand that, you know? Like, Sao Pang and Gao Lang might work together for one fight or something. You know what I mean? Do a coordinated attack here and there. But nobody's going to team up permanently. You know what I mean? And the fact, I just don't know. The questions were asked, you know, we had the whole arena filled and stuff like that, seeing some familiar faces. I missed my Sharktooth girl. I did miss her. She's just awesome. But anyways, she didn't get enough screen time this chapter either. But, yeah, just in general, I think there's a lot of potential for this to be good. Even though I ragged on it for being a Battle Royale Fortnite thing that I'm not... you know, and I'm not a Fortnite guy, so, you know, I do say that with some level of disdain when I think about, is this really the best way to showcase everyone? Well, Maybe? I think it's got a lot of potential to show us some very interesting tactics, some cool fights, and the fact that it's basically a runaround, but it's almost kind of a bit of a race too. You know what I mean? Like, it's 12 hours. There is a time limit, so it's kind of... Yeah. As I said, if it's handled well, because it's kind of like Survivor's Island over here. But if it's handled well, there is potential for this to be good. But I'm just really skeptical. You know, because obviously right now, most people are much more skeptical, bordering on absolute hatred for Sandro's writing for the last, I don't know, pick a year, you know? And for me personally, I'm a little more optimistic when it comes to Kengan than a lot of us, than a lot of the fans, as you guys know from a lot of my reviews. If it's straight up bad, I tell you guys. But for the most part, I'm even keel. I'm like, it's not like 2 thumbs up, but it's not down in the basement. It's not down on the floor. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people treat it. So, but this has me. I'm not here. I'm not here. I'm not even here. I'm out in no man's land. I don't know how to feel about this. I'm just going to be straight up honest with you guys. I have no idea how to feel. This, I could see it has potential, but this could easily be a terrible idea, terrible flop of an idea. You know what I mean? So, yeah. This chapter basically just explained the rules and the setup for this major Kengan match, which is basically a Kengan free-for-all. And while that is interesting in theory for maybe a fun filler arc or, you know, special or something, I think it's a very odd choice to go forward. You know, I think I would have liked it better. The one thing that bothers me is this whole grabbing the symbol thing, the coin thing. And the winner is just the one who makes it to the final arena with the coin. Because if you wanted to be, once again, it basically, I'm being hypocritical of my earlier point about all these fighters wanting to prove their strength and pride and stuff like that. But some of them, what's to stop me from grabbing the thing and fucking booking it to the final arena without having to fight as many people? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't prove anything in that regard. You know? Like, there could still be people in the outer ring who are undefeated, and somebody just happened to snag the coin and beeline it for the final spot, and then it's over. I think I would have almost liked it, like a combination of, I know people didn't like the Real Champions Tournament, and it had its flaws, but maybe something like, okay, there's 6 coins, or 4 coins, or something like that, and it's like, and the final 6 who make it will be in the bracket tournament for you know, or 8, you know, 8 or 4, something that's easy, but just to have a couple of final bout, you know. I as I said, it sort of goes against my earlier point about each one of them never wanting to take the coward's way out, but, you know, yeah. As I said, I'm all over the place with this one this week. It's weird to come back from a break and then a chapter where I'm just like, I don't really know what I think about this one quite yet. You know, I think this is, the best way I can put it is, we're going to need some more chapters. I need to see this in action, see how it goes, and we'll see if the potential is actually there. And just have to go from there. Right now, I'm hesitant to say this is good, bad, one way or another. Because I just don't know. It depends on what direction Sandro's going to take it. It's not the direction I would have chose. So, as I said, I'm skeptic, but is what it is. And the chapter ends off with Shen, and I believe it is the dragon. It's Shen himself. Shows up in his original attire and says, and he looks at Elman and is like, my. He goes, I've always wanted to say this. Have at you, Tokita Oma, and stuff. Now, I did read some of the initial comments. I haven't checked, you know, everywhere and stuff like that. But some people are thinking like, oh, wow, we're going to subvert the whole thing. And I said, like, a lot of people are taking it as though Shen and Omar are going to have a match right now, right in the streets. I didn't read it that way. I can see how it seems that way, like he's being ambushed, and it's like, all right, Tokita Oma, it's time to duel. I get it, how that could be interpreted that way. I didn't take it that way. I took it as Shen is looking extremely forward to fighting Oma, who had the opportunity to potentially beat him and chose not to. And now he's very intrigued by his clone. He's very intrigued by the idea of, okay, Oma just wants to fight me at full strength. I am looking forward to this. I see the potential, because he's supposed to be me pretty much. I see the potential, and I just wanted to walk up to him and say, I'm excited. I can't wait. Have at you, Tokita Oma. Put her there. Sort of idea. May the best man win. That's the way I took it. Some people took it as randomly Shen is like, oh, I've been waiting for this Kengan match this whole damn time. Been waiting for chapter on chapter on chapter. I agreed to it. Now I want to immediately, the day before we start, I want to fuck with shit. Like, that makes no sense. So I think it's just people's misinterpretation. Shen's not looking to fight Oma right here in the middle of the street at night. He's saying, I look forward to this Kengan match because I know you and I will find it, like this Kengan match rules and stuff. I know you and I will eventually cross paths, and it's going to be an epic duel between you and me. You just wait. I'm looking so forward to it. That's the way I took it. I took it as a proclamation of, get ready to face me. You know? Just that kind of shit. Like, that's... Am I crazy for that? That's the way I took it. Anyways. Because otherwise it does not make sense, and I will agree with people saying this makes no sense, because that would completely disregard Shen waiting this whole time in the first place if he's just going to fight one of his number one potential, fighters. He's going to actually, try to take them out right before the free-for-all, the tournament starts. Literally for him. That makes no sense. He's waited for weeks, months. He can't wait a few more days? So anyways, that's it for me, guys. I think I wrapped that up pretty good, but yeah, I was serious at the beginning of the video too. I want to hear your guys' thoughts, because honestly mine are all over the place with this one. I don't know if this is going to be good or terrible. I have no fucking idea. I'm going to be honest with you. This chapter threw me for a loop because I did not expect this. I didn't expect these rules. I didn't expect this style of fighting. I didn't expect any of it. So, but it is definitely a method to see all these returning characters. We get to see them all without being bogged down for hundreds of chapters, giving each fight, being able to showcase each round one after the other. You can show a lot more characters off in a free-for-all rather than a structured tournament. So maybe that was the reason where the cast ensemble is so large. And if Sandra's going to include old faces, familiar faces, new faces, and everyone else, then, I think that's, this should be interesting at the very least. So yeah, chapter 318, what did you guys think? Let me know, seriously, down in the comment section down below. I want to know. I want to know how everyone else is thinking, because, yeah, nuts, this chapter. This one threw me for a loop. So anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys back here next time for 319. And hopefully I've had a few days, talked with some people, mulled it over a little bit, and I'll have a better structured opinion on what's going on. But I didn't want to delay this review, because I've been delaying reviews, it seems like, almost every week. So I didn't want to delay this one any further. It's Wednesday, it's Kengan time, right? These are my initial thoughts. You get what you get, and maybe I'll have a better, more concrete, structured opinion on this style of Kengan match next week. So, anyways, that's it for me. Have a good one, everyone. Sayonara.